dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and of course, hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. And you see already, the things are on my table again. Of course, we need the tumbling tile blocks, the smaller blocks. I have here my container with some scissors, markers, brushes, everything I need, but especially the wood glue. Also for this DIY, I don't recommend the hot glue because I always have you always have the chance that it falls apart. So I recommend the wood glue. Take some paint at your choice and this and so of course an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. And of course you don't need more, but you can change it up any way you like because this is Christmas in July, but I still am going to use it also for different seasons, so you can do for all seasons. So don't run away if you hear Christmas, you don't have to do it for Christmas. So we are going to make a dresser, but a dresser with some shelves inside, and we will make it look with some door inside. We will see how this will turn out. I always say have 4 until 5 packages of tumbling tile blocks laying around and you always have enough for the DIY. So 4 until 5. So let's start this DIY. So the first step will be 4 rows of 8 blocks. So very easy. Just take 8 blocks, make 1 row of it and do it 4 times. Just row them very easy on the longest side. You row them together in one piece like this. And number 8 is of course the closure up. You do here number 1 and 2, and of course I make this dresser a small one because or else it takes a lot of your blocks, at least mine, because in our blocks are only 54 blocks and you have, if everything is correctly, a lot of you will have 75 blocks in one package for only 125, and here we pay 3 euros for 54 blocks, so it's a lot more expensive. So I'm going to do for a small dresser, but of course you can double it up if you want to. Just double up all the sizes and then you have the same, and then you have a wider piece. Only the front and the back side you don't have to double up. That will be the size that it needs to be. But for if you want to have the shelves and the sides a little bigger, then you have to double up. So only not the front and the back side, only the sides and the shelves and the top and under. But for the front side and the back side, you don't need to double up. And I would love to double up, but it is much too expensive for doubling up and only showing you. And I'm not that big of a channel because here only watch most of the time 400-500 people, not a lot, and then it's really expensive if you want to do this kind of DIYs. And of course I hope that I get bigger, but for now it still is not the case. So I'm going to have 4 rows of 8 blocks, and of course I'm going to get my towel and I'm going to wipe away the glue over here and here and here. And of course I'm going to make sure that I have a straight line, and then we're going to let this dry in for at least a half hour. In the meantime, while our 4 rows of 8 are drying over here, I have already on my table 8 rows of 3. So also again very easy, just do some glue on the longest side and you just make 1 package of 3 out of it. And this will be for the side of our dresser, and then you see already this one is a small dresser, at least not as we call it deep. So it is not the inside, it will be not too deep, but of course you can, like I told you, you can double it up. I do 3, you can do 6, then your dresser will be much wider. So, but this is only to show you the inspiration And like I told you, or else it will be too expensive. And I'm going to make sure that I'm going to squeeze them, place them together, squeeze it, and make sure that it doesn't pop out. Over here, and we go over here. And make sure with this one also that you have the block which are almost the same size, because or else you don't get them nice fitting when you make the side of your dresser. Of course, I'm going to wipe away the same like we did with the other one. We wipe away the glue. It's always a little bit difficult of shorter places. And afterwards always make a new straight line. But first always wipe away the glue and then do the straight line again so you get them nicely together. We are going to give this a couple of minutes and then we're going to do the next step. So now we gave them a couple of minutes. What we're going to do, we're going to place them all in one direction. So this way, we're going to place a little over here so we have enough room for all of them, because it's a little bit longer than I thought it would be. It's just fitting on my mat. So what I'm going to do very easy. We do some glue on the top side. We place it over here. We do here the same and we place it against the other one. Do it over here and make one long row and place it. Oh, you see already, I'm already stuck. And we're going to do it over here and this one. And of course, then we're going to work with it and we're going to fill it in and fill in the open gaps if we have open gaps very gently, but make sure that you have the ending as straight as you can have. And we're going to give it at least an hour rest, because this is already one of our sides. So we placed our first side over here and also for drying, and we're going to do again 8 blocks of 3 again, and we do the same procedure, at least we do the same way like we did with the other one. Oh, my English sometimes it is really sometimes I think you all need to laugh so hard on my English, because it is sometimes really a comic show. But of course I do my best, like you already know. And I'm going to do number 7 and the last number 8. And then we're going to give this one also some squeezing, and we're going to wipe away the glue. And then we're going to give this also some drying. But of course I'm going to give this a couple of minutes. And you see already I have them on one row again. I only, like I told you, let them dry a couple of minutes, but it can happen that your blocks are a little falling apart. It doesn't matter, don't worry about it. Just place them together again, because wood glue is very forgiving. You can easily work it away and just make the shape in it again. And you are fit to go, because it doesn't matter with wood glue, it doesn't matter. You still can redo it at least a long time after you glued it. And that's what I like about the wood glue, that you still can, even when this falls apart right now and you break this, it doesn't matter, you can easily just place it together again. Give it some pressure from the sides, fill in the open gaps, make sure that you have a nice underside, and wipe away the glue. And you're going to let this dry for at least also a half hour. And you see already on the table, this is a lot of blocks. This is already, because this will be the back side, and of course we do the front side. And like I told you, you don't have to double up this one, because this one is the width and the length you need. Only you can make it deeper, that you can decorate more inside of your closet. So I make a small one, but you can make it much bigger. So, but this is the back side. We have 8 rows of 8 blocks, so 8 rows of 8 blocks. So you need already for the back side only 64 blocks. So I'm going to take my time for it, and I'm going to row them all together until one piece, but I will do this a little faster.
Something could be a day.
So you see already I have my 8 pieces of 8. I'm going to turn them this way, lay them in one line. Of course, we go over here, place this one and this one. Now we have everything in one row. Now we're going to we're going to get our glue and we make a line over here, place it down. We do here the same. Of course, we have the chance that I told you also with the other one, it can break, but it doesn't matter. You just roll them together. We get this one, place it over here, and we're going to go for this one, place it down. We do here the same, and I do this together with you, so for everyone who likes to see it, because we are step by step, that's why I show you all the steps and this way, and also what is going wrong. And we go for this one. We are almost there. Place it down. And the last over here. And this way. And we're going to place it down. Fill it up with the last one. And now we're going to give it some pressure. And we're going to try to fill in the open gaps. Make sure that the sides are in a nice straight line as much as you can. Of course, we have to work with it. Feel with your fingers, make sure that you have everything nicely, and then work from the sides. And of course, if you want to see it a little better, just wipe away the glue and then you can easily see where you need to be. If you have to go a little bit this way or maybe this way, so you can easily see it and work with it. Just give it a little bit of your time. Always try as straight as you can on the ending. It is hard because the blocks are not always the same. You see I have already a nice crooked block over here. He has a little piece out, but we will work with it. And here it's also a little tricky to get this close together. We just try our best and more we can do. And here the same. So again, also at the ending, squeeze on the sides again, to make sure that everything is fitting nicely with the glue. And we're going to give this also a half-hour rest. And you see I have still my plank over here, and I was thinking when I glued all pieces of 8 together, I thought it's not correct. This is not correct, and I was right, of course, because this is the back side. I have here a little shelf. This will be over here, and you see already now I never get my sides fitting inside of here. So we don't need 8 pieces of 8. No, we need 8 pieces of 9. So we're going to place on each row 1 extra over here. And this is also DIYing. When you don't pay attention like me, then you see already it goes wrong. So it is very easy. I have to look for if I have them in a straight line. I have this one is not totally fitting nicely, and this one also. I don't like that block. I think a little like this. So we do very easy. We do some glue over here and over here, and if everything is correctly, you don't have to do this because you already make 8 rows of 9, not 8 rows of 9. So again, we do some glue over here. I place it over here. We do here the same, over here and over here. Place them down. And again, over here. And then we can really let it dry because everything is fitting then nicely. But I was already thinking this is not correct. Sometimes you have such a feeling, but it's not fitting. And it it doesn't. So, and the last block we only need to do this side because the rest is already fitting nicely. So we're going to squeeze them first like this, and then we're going to squeeze them on the top, and then we're going to make sure that we have everything fitting nicely, and we're going to wipe away the glue like this. And we're going to let this rest in for, of course, like I told you, an hour. So I placed my back side over here. And before I'm going to do the front side, I'm going to make the frame for our dresser. So we have the 2 longer ones and we have 4 rows of 8 blocks. So we do very easy. We place this one on the side. We place this one on the side, of course. I'm going to place this one over here. And of course we do one. And we do very easy. We do some glue on this side and on this side. And we place this one over here against here. This is one. We go over here. We do here the same. And here. Place one on the top. And there you are again. You just fell out on me. So we just go further where we left off. I don't know what happened, but you were gone. So again, we're going to place this over here. And we do some glue on this side and on this side. Just make the where you want to have it, which part you like. Of course, I try to do it a little in the middle. But it's not, of course, totally in the middle, but we're going to do for over here, and if everything is correctly, you can fit, and I do a little extra glue on this side, just to make sure, over here, that everything is fitting nicely. We're going to place this one, and of course we have to go up a little, over here, and over here. We give it a little bit of pressure, and over here, and over here, and over here. And if we have it in the shape we want to have it, we just let it dry for at least an hour. You see already I gave him at least already 20 minutes. I know it has to be dry longer because I'm already doing this because I want to glue it on the back side. So it is already kind of yeah, here in the net we call it cast. I think you call it a dresser. I don't know if a cupboard or maybe. I'm a little bit mixed up what you call a cabinet, what you call a dresser, maybe sometimes words, if you Google it, it goes through each other. So it's sometimes a little difficult. We keep it just in Dutch and we call it a kast. So this is just a kast. So you also learn a little Dutch. So I'm going to try because to place this on the side. I can have been lucky that everything stays in place, but I also can have really terrible unluck and then everything falls apart. So we will see how this will turn out. So of course I place it on the side and this way, and I place it on front of here. I'm going to get my piece of towel. I wipe away my glue from my table so that I am sure when I have my back side, I'm going to not be stuck on top of here. I'm going to get my back side. And you see already, we made this already. And now we're going to turn this over to be sure that we have a very flat side. We are going to do some glue around here. This totally around the line. Over here. Over here. And we go over here. And over here. So we already have the lining around, and of course you see already I really have crooked lines, but already you know what I mean. Just do it a little better than I do. And this way. And now I only need from this piece, because I placed this over here so you can see it a little better. This way. I only need this side, but of course on this side I'm going to glue it. And I have to be sure that everything is fitting nicely. So I'm going to do only for this side. I'm going to place it a little down the back side of the middle pieces, because the rest we already did over here. And we're going to be careful. And if everything is correctly, we're going to place it against here. I hope that everything falls nicely on top of here, but we don't know if it works or not. But we will see. At least he's already on top. So far so good. So, and we're going to place it over here. Make sure that we have a nice straight line. And we're going to work with it, and then we're going to give it some pressure and let it rest for at least an hour. So you see already here on the side is our cast is drying. Yes, we're going to use it the Dutch. We have now on the table 2 rows of 8 blocks. So we're going to do very easy, because I want to have the front, I want to have a kind of a door. It doesn't have to be exactly a door, but it has to give the look as a door. So we're going to do some on the top. We're going to place it down. We do on the top and make a nice row out of it. Again, place it down. We do it over here on the tops. And we do this 2 times 8 blocks. So again, this one. And the last already with glue. And number 8 is the closure up. You do here the same. Do some glue on the top. Do it over here. And I want to make sure that we don't have to saw, because not everyone is really handy with a saw, but also doesn't have a saw. So I'm always trying to think how less I can use my saw, so everyone can make it. So again, we're going to place this and we're going to give it some pressure over here. Make sure that you have a nice straight line. And also here you can use some carpenter's hook if you want to use of a carpenter square. I don't know exactly how you call it. And again, you're going to squeeze this. Do this one. You're going to do this one. And then the last 2. And again, also give it some pressure. And don't be scared if it just pops out, because that happens a lot to a lot of people. So don't worry about it. Just glue them easily together again. And again, we wipe away the glue, and we're going to give this at least a couple of minutes. So we already have our 2 rows of 8. Now we have 2 rows of 3, and we do here the same. We just do some glue on the tops, and only from this row we need to cut off a little piece. But some people also have a tool, and this is so easy to do with a handsaw. So you only need to cut off later a little piece, not too much, and only off here. So this is very easy to do, but we're going to let it dry in first. We're going to wipe away the top of the glue. And you see already, I don't have a straight line yet. And I'm going to squeeze it and let it dry in. What we're going to do is very easy. We just get our cast, and what we're going to do, we are going to do some glue on this side, because we're going to do the longer one here and the longest one over here first. So we're going to give it some glue over here, and we're going to place this on top. Make sure that he falls almost inside of your frame, but he can have a little bit of an overlay. You don't have to do it, but you can do it. Sometimes it looks a little nicer, but like I told you, you don't have to do it. Again, give some pressure so it sucks in to the wood over here. And we do here the same. We make a nice line over here this way, and we're going to place the other one over here and also give it a little piece which is coming over. I always like that a little better. It gives a little bit more texture, but you can also do it straight. And again, we're going to let this dry in also for at least I think 20 minutes, because you want to be sure that it's dried up before you're going to measure out the amount you have to saw off. So again, feel with your fingers, take your time for it and do it the way you like it. And then we're going to do this one. So now we're going to get one of the blocks, and of course we're going to place this aside, and you see already this is fitting, and we're just going to make a little, oh, you see already, I have to make this a little bit, place it over here, and I'm going to place it next to each other. So this way, and of course I have to do it a little higher. Take your time for it. And I already have my little mark, and I'm going to make the line straight, and then I'm going to cut it off with my jigsaw, but you can easily do it with a simple handsaw, and maybe you even have a cutting tool, you even can cut them. So it's very easy to do. So you see, I did cut off a little piece, it's only a little, and I didn't wait too long, because now I still can move a little bit of the side. So if it's not perfectly fitting, you can easily just place this a little bit on the side and make sure that he is fitting. But this one is fitting, but of course if it doesn't, you can easily fill in and just place it a little on the side. Here also I am going to make sure that I have it straight on the underside, because it has to stand on his feet, so you don't can go over it on the underside, because you have to be sure that everything is fitting nicely. So I'm going to place this a little over here because he has a little open gap. And we're going to give it some pressure, and we're going to do the other side also. So I turn my cast over this way, and now I'm going to do the other side. I have here now on this side I have the smaller block, at least the one I cut off. Then I do on the other side the other cut off, because I don't want them to have against each other. So I'm going to go for over here, and I have to look for, so I'm going to go for this side, and I'm going to do some glue over here on the line, and we're going to fill in this space, and again squeeze it, and make sure that you have a nice opening over here. Squeeze, and we're going to let this dry. Now we already have a nice border around it. Now it lies how you call it. I cannot come up with the word. I know the word, but border, maybe at least corner, I don't know. At least it is already nicely fitting. Of course I can show it to you a little bit better this way. You see, now you already have, you can also use your a little dresser this way, and you can decorate it the way you like it. But of course I'm going to go for to give it also kind of a door. Before we're going to do the door, we're going to give it some feet, because this dresser is some smaller. So we are going to go for some feet around it. Of course we have 4 pieces, and you see already this block is totally cut off, and I have here 4, so it's very easy. We do some glue over here, and on the top place it together. We do here some glue, and on the top on this side, and then you can easily place them in each other, and you have a 4-piece. And this way. Now you do it, because I want to give it a little bit more of a high-end look. You do some glue over here, and you do some glue, 2 blocks together over here, and you can place them on top. You do here the same, some glue, it is 1 glue over here, and this one over here, and now you have them doubled up this way. Make sure that you have a nice straight line and let it rest. I'm going to make the second one a little faster. So we place our feet over here, so they can dry also. We glue them later together. Now we're going to make the door, and the door is a little bit work with, but not too much of course, but I'm going to do it a little different than the normal straight lines, because I want to use as less blocks as we can. So we will see how this will turn out. So you see already on the table are 7 rows of 7, so 7 rows of 7, and you're going to do them the same way like we did the back side. You just row the sides, the longest line you row together like this, and of course I will do the rest a little faster. So you see we have our 7 pieces of 7. We're going to turn them, and we're going to place them in a straight line again, the same like we did with the back side. We do some glue over here, place it down. We do some glue over here, and again place it down. The same over here, and I do it as fast as I can, but always when I want to do it as fast as I can, it always works against me. I don't know why, but always when the camera is running, it is not going so smooth as when he is out. And I always love to show you everything I do, because then it's so easy also to make it. Because if I can make it, I always say you can make it. So again, we're going to give it some pressure over here, and every time work with it, place it in a straight line, feel with your fingers that you have a nice nice shape, because it will be a kind of a door. And again, we're going to give it some pressure on the sides. We're going to wipe away the glue so we can see a little bit better what we're doing. And again, I think I'm almost there. I feel with my fingers, here he is, but I see already here is straight and he's a little bit over, because one of the blocks is probably a little bit bigger. And you always have that. That's just the way it is to work with tumbling tile blocks. And again, we're going to let this dry in at least for a half hour. So before we're going to let it rest in, if everyone, maybe you already paid attention and you're thinking this is a little too short, and it is correctly, it is a little too short. It is 1 wide of a block too short. This is too short. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue 3 over here, and you see already I need to cut off a little piece of 1 block only here this way, and I'm going to cut off this piece, and then we have the length we need. So you see already this is the small part, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to place it in the middle. So I'm going to do some glue over here, and on the tops I'm going to place it here. I'm going to do with this one the same, over here and over here. And now I only place this one here, and now I only have to do on this side. I'm sorry, I have to sneeze. Oh my, I had to sneeze. I'm so sorry. I have to do this, and I have to squeeze this in. You probably think, what's she doing? What's she doing? So, but I have my allergies because it is very hot here in the Netherlands right now. So everything is in full bloom. So I am really having struggles with my allergies. So, but I'm mad. It's not what you care. So I'm going to let this dry in at least, like I told you, an hour. Now we're getting our feet and we're going to turn them over because this is the flat side. We are going to get the underside of our dresser and just take the side you like the best. So I'm going to place this upside down this way, and I'm going to glue them. I have to show it to you this. I don't know how I show it to you with this way. So you will see I'm going to place it at the ending over here, one here and one on top of here. So I will show you in a moment how it really turned out, because it's a little difficult for you to see right now. And you see already the feet are under our frame. You see, this is how they look like. You have them halfway. You have a little bit in front and a little over here, and I place them under this block and this block, so in one. So one block is sticking out, one block is sticking out here, and of course you have a little overlay over here. You see already, and if you paint it now it looks a little strange, but if you paint it you will be very happy because it gives more steadiness, because you also place a door over here. I have here 4 from the half wooden rounds, and you can buy them anywhere. I have here always my bag with my wooden rounds, and I do a bigger one as a doorknob for the door. So I have 4, and I will place them on top of our dresser. You see that in a moment. So I glued them on top. You see them? I did them on top of here, and now it looks very strange because it is still not painted yet, but that's also the same with the feet. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the inside painting with my from this dresser, and of course I'm going to leave the door still out. I'm going to do this later, because if I looked correctly, and I hope you have the same, that everything is correctly here, is fitting nicely inside of here, and I can press them inside so I don't have to glue them, and I can always choose if I do it with door or I do it without the door. So I hope that I have a luck and that he is fitting this way, or else you also can sand a little bit on the underside of the door, and then you can get it fitting nicely also over here. So what I'm going to do, like I told you, I'm going to do first the inside of the dresser. So I did paint my whole dresser, and now I'm going to do the door also in the creamy color, but you can do the door also in another color, maybe black or maybe brown, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do my knob in a little bit of the lighter brown color, but first I'm going to paint my door. So you see already, now I also painted my, like I told you, the dresser, I painted the door. I have my knob over here, and I'm going to glue this one on top of here. I think I'm going to, yeah, I don't know, maybe in the middle, but you can choose it, of course, anyway. Maybe I was also thinking maybe to make a barn door, to make a cross over here, so you can decorate it any way you like. I have to think about how I do my door, but of course this is the impression, and you see later, you see a little moment how I placed the door inside. So I placed you a little bit sideways. Of course, you see already here I have my doorknob, so the door will be on the outside. So I'm going to try to place it in on here. I just lay it on the bottom and in the corner. So in the corner over here, I placed the first side. I'm going to go a little on the front, so I'm sure that my door is coming in, and then I'm going to move it to the outside to get it fitting over here. Of course, it's a little bit of a task, so I'm going to do it a little this way, because or else I don't see what what I'm doing. So if everything is correctly, then he will fit nicely, but of course we did paint him, so it has to be a little bit of a struggle to get it in. If it doesn't fit, just like I told you, sand a little bit on the underside and just place it in, but make sure that it still is tight, so you have to squeeze it. Then you don't need some glue and you can easily place it inside. So I'm going to work with it and I'm going to place it inside. You see, I have my door. I place you a little bit higher. I have my door inside, and of course it was a struggle, but it doesn't matter. Now he's really tight inside, and now I can decorate the inside. You see in a moment a quick impression how I decorated my little dresser cupboard, and we call it a cast. So we will see how this is turned out. And here you see already a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks, dresser, a cabinet, just how you call it. Of course, I'm really happy how this one turned out, especially I love the door. If you use some hinges, you can make it a working door. So go ahead, of course, change it up any way you like. I hope you give this one at least a try. Everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. And everyone who is here and only love to watch, I hope you had fun watching again. Everyone, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!